shook. My big fat got all them boys cooked. We're from dollar bills, now we popping rubber bands. Bruno sang to me while I do my money dance. Like, hey, flexing on the gram like, hey, hit the Lil Jon, okay. Oh yeah, we dripping the finesse and getting paid.
Ooh, don't we look good together? There's a reason why they watch all night long. Yeah, I know we'll turn heads forever. So tonight I'm gonna show you off. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence. I'm blaming on your measurements. Shut down on sight. That's right. We out here dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here dripping in finesse. You know it, you know. We out here dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here dripping in finesse. You know it, you know it. Now slow it down for me, baby. 'Cause I love the way it feels when we grind. Yeah, our connection's so magnetic on the floor. Nothing can stop us tonight. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence. I'm blaming on your measurements. Shut down on sight. That's right. We out here dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here dripping in finesse. You know it, you know. We out here dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here dripping in finesse. You know it, you know it. Fellas, grab your ladies if your lady fine. Tell her she don't want for life. Ladies, grab your fellas.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight we'll see the Miami Heat playing against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, they're sitting in 8th place in the conference, and although some teams might not consider that a prime spot to be, considering where they finished last year, I'm sure they're happy to be there right now. With certain players, it's like having a coach on the floor. We're talking Chris Paul. Shaq, what's it like playing with a point guard that smart?
Well, Paul knows exactly what needs to happen in every situation. He remembers patterns and tendencies of players and of opposing teams. Very smart point guard.
Yeah, you can't let your team lose focus, and he does a good job of that. The team plays with a purpose when he's on that floor.
Now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as tip-off approaches.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Our camera circling high above American Airlines Arena on this beautiful night, giving you a terrific view of our location here in Miami. Nothing goes together like the Heat and Miami as we get ready for an interconference contest here at the American Airlines Arena. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. A quick trip here for the Rockets, just one game away before heading back to Houston. They've really been on a roll. They've gone 5-1 in their last 6 games.
And to say these guys are hot right now would be putting it mildly. They've come into this game playing arguably the best basketball of anybody in the league.
Yeah, the system and their execution, everything for them has been in sync.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we've heard the term unicorn given to rare players with great height and perimeter skills like Kristaps Porzingis, Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid, and the Greek Freak. But with ever more big men adapting to today's perimeter-oriented game, unicorns might not be so rare after all. Kevin, we need a new name.
Amazing to think. DA, thanks. Hey, Brent, tonight, 2 strong reserve units. As a player, what are some of the advantages of coming off the bench and playing?
I think, Kevin, if you think about coming off the bench and mentally you're into the game, you'll understand the rhythm of when you check in and where you might be able to take advantage of what they're doing defensively, some of their offensive schemes. You might have seen the sets, so it's important to pay attention while you're on the bench and then come in and impact the game in a positive way.
You can get in the flow of the game without even playing.
Sometimes, and then you also get to play against another team's bench, which can sometimes help you find your rhythm a lot quicker than going up against the starters.
Good point. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Houston, the engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. PJ Tucker is out there with Gordon, and it's Capella in at the center, locking down the middle. And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game, and out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Stolen. Al Richardson. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
Awesome seeing Richardson get a little tricky with the ball. Some fancy moves there.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Houston. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
Yeah, what I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
And the basket by Gordon.
Nice change of speed from Gordon on the drive to the hoop. Love that aggressiveness.
Richardson kicks to Dragic. "14 feet away. Rebounded by Capella. The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Paul. Gordon's got his second basket.
Almost perfect in the game to start, 3 of 4.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum. That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Yep, it counts.
Well, if my counting is right, they've made 4 of their first 5. That's good.
The Heat have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Richardson against Harden. 6 on the shot clock. And Josh Richardson hits from deep. Richardson's got his second basket of the night.
Richardson's pretty consistent at draining that 3 ball. The D can't allow him to get too comfortable while he's camped out behind the arc.
That one good for 2.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
Now here's Richardson. He had 22 points in the win against New Orleans. And Capella sends it back. Harden outside. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And James Harden was crowned MVP after last season. Greg, hard to argue with that selection.
Harden has had a case to win an MVP award for several years now. Finally was able to be the clear choice this past season. Another great line on what is shaping up to be a Hall-worthy resume.
One shot.
He throw good, James Harden.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware. Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Well, it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, but more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
If you believe that a point guard's defense is just as important as his offense, then these guys have been outstanding lately. The point guard steal leaders from the past 10 games. Chris Paul, fourth.
And with these guys, they are always going to give you an equally outstanding effort at both ends of the floor. I mean, it takes very aggressive defense to put up steal numbers like that.
Well, proactive style of defense is one thing, but using your smarts is another. They've got great anticipation of where that ball is going on any given play. They've read the scouting report.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Johnson in the corner. Johnson draws the double. Back to Richardson. No good, unable to end this run.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And it's Dragic with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
There are times where you have to play with a little bit more caution. That's already his second foul in the first quarter.
Here is Harden. A 35-point game for him in the win against Washington.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Harden against Richardson. All sorts of time. Count that one. Richardson's got 7 points in the game.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
Paul, Harden trying to get open, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Goran Dragic.
Just such leadership that Chris Paul brings every night to the floor. It commands your respect and the opponent's respect, and it's making everyone around him better right now.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Here at the midway point, what we begin to realize now, there were some underrated pickups in the offseason that are showing what they can do.
Yeah, these are the kind of moves where at the end of the year you start thinking about candidates for executive of the year because they've plugged some holes. They've had an acquisition that's made their bench deeper, and we start to see in an 82-game season that maybe in the 55th to 57th game, a pickup like that is helping them win ball games. This is where those guys earn their money, the general manager.
Not wholesale changes. Just one guy can change a team slightly, and that nuance pays off.
Oh, anything subtle like that, that's where really you tip your hat to the general managers who understood that at some point during the year, we're going to lean on this player.
Capella with the bucket.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
Here's Richardson after Clint Capella's bucket. Richardson kicks to Dragic. Offensive rebound, and it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Well, Whiteside always around the rim. Such an amazing offensive rebounder, and second chance opportunities is where he does a ton of damage.
It's Richardson on the wing, defended by Gordon. Richardson the pass to Magruder. Back to Richardson. And it's blocked by Gordon. And he recovers it. And the shot goes in. Well, it was Miami winning their last game against New Orleans.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, good collective team unity. Everyone pitching in, so trying to win for one another. That's a good thing.
The shot by Johnson, no good. Rockets leading by 9. It's Harden with the drive. It's hauled in by Richardson. Miami's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Dragic, and too long on the shot.
I just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
Count it. And that's 11 points for James Harden.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
And the 6'11" Clint Capella, just a phenomenal athlete. The mobility at that center spot is something really so crucial in today's game, where every team is looking to expose big men on the perimeter.
And the Heat with some changes. Winslow comes in for Rodney Magruder. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Goran Dragic. On defense, Houston, they lead by 11. Wade can't hit. And Capella grew up in Switzerland playing soccer. A striker. Part of why he's so quick on his feet.
I mean, reminiscent of another soccer-playing center in Rockets history, the great Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. Capella, he's a long way from that, but anchoring a 60-win team at age 23, that's one heck of a start. That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Miami. Rockets leading by 11. From 13, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Well, that's a sweet spot for Paul. That zone between the arc and the paint might be his favorite. A career 50% two-point shooter.
It's good.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
A nice shot by Tucker.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Richardson against Paul. Richardson finds Winslow. Back to Richardson. Wade feeling it out a bit to the middle. 5 on the clock. Count that one. Richardson's got 11 points.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Paul goes in. Rebound by the Heat. Richardson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
To the inside. Olynyk the pass away. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Gordon. Misses the chippy right there.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Winslow's shot is off. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. 11-point game. And he uses the glass on the layup. 8 points for him.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And Gordon over to help. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Adebayo is checked in for Miami. Tyler Johnson comes in for Josh Richardson. Johnson outside. Passes it to Winslow. From 13, it's Clark with the rebound.
The defense, not so good. And when you're deep inside like that, you got to come through.
And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
Checking out the numbers for Olynyk. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team, averaging 13 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And every team needs a good backup big to spell the starters, and that's what he brings to the table.
The role consists of rebounding, setting screens, protecting the rim. Anything else he gives you is found change in the couch.
Now here's Johnson, following the shot by Chris Paul. Now here's Winslow, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Just 5 on the clock. Fades and shoots. Can't hit that one. And Houston the other way now. Here's Green. Got that bucket in no time at all. Green's got his first basket of the night.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working.
Wade against Green. Right at the free throw line. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Houston leading by 17. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, the crowd got in here tonight and sat down, and that's where they stayed all night long, extremely poised, which has led to a monster lead.
One shot.
That's good from Green. We have so many great point guards in the league right now, Brent. Which of them do you think does the best job of running the pick and roll?
I think Chris Paul still heads up the top of my list for pick and roll operators. He's so devastating and has been for his entire career in the mid-range, just settling it at the free throw line and popping shots that seem effortless, and he's able to knock it down. Steph Curry is still at the point guard position, does so many unique things, Kevin, playing without the basketball and setting screens away from the ball to open up teammates, which eventually gives him opportunities to shoot threes. So divergently different, those two, but two of my favorites to watch.
It's good. Olynyk's got his second basket of the night.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
And the basket by Gordon.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And he's able to get it back. Winslow wide open. He fires off target with the open look. Gordon kicks to Paul. Lets it go from the wing. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Paul. Paul's got assist number 8 now on the night. Wade outside. Winslow finds Johnson. Back to Winslow. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Winslow's got his first points of the game.
Like to see Justice Winslow doing great work on the interior like that.
Clark, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
There's the pass to Wade. To the paint. Winslow's shot is off.
You can't miss those kind of looks. The defense seems to be a little nonplussed so far in this one, but he flat out missed it.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play. So Green will go to the free throw line. That one on Olynyk. The Rockets have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And on the season, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And a change for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
One shot, gentlemen.
.27 seconds left in the first quarter. Johnson, the pass to Olynyk. Ball's knocked loose. And here we go. Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
Well, great instincts of Paul there, solid at creating havoc in the open court and then coming up with the steal.
Johnson against Paul, and Gerald Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul, second team foul.
Seven seconds left to play in the first. And so Miami again turning it over.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
5 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. With 1 on the clock, the shot that time not on target. And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. The Rockets on top, running away with it. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And the Rockets came close, but Chris Paul still convinced this team has what it takes to win a title.
I'm in the wrong business if I didn't think we could win a title. I think we still got a lot of ways to go. We got a lot of work to do, but that's the fun thing about it right now, is to know that we're not there.
And his ability to stay positive, Greg, and stay at it, so admirable.
Yeah, and one of the best point guards of all time. You know he's hungry to break through and win a championship.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, we've seen the Rockets really take control here.
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their D.
Well, there's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. They've got Nene. Green is out there with Chris Paul. And it's Clark in at the 3 spot. Now here's Johnson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. Here's Olynyk. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Last season, Brent, the addition of 2-way contracts, does that make developing players in the G League even more valuable than it was before?
I believe last year, Kevin, that almost 50% of the players in the league, and it might have been a smidge more, had some kind of G League experience.
That's terrific.
And that's phenomenal.
Yes.
We're almost close to the 30 for 30 affiliation in the G League. You saw a success story last year in Quinn Cook coming up and getting a contract with the Warriors. This is awesome for the league. They've also upped the minimum contract for G League players to $35,000. All of these signs and the way that teams are using the G League, extremely positive, Kevin.
And the Heat making a change here. Magruder's checked in. Both free throws good from Green.
Well, this Heat team is a collection of a hodgepodge of players, just interesting combinations, guys who can switch all over the floor. But I think they're still trying to find out what their role is, who's going to end up stepping up to be the scorer that they lean on, and they try to be greater than the sum of their parts under Eric Spoelstra. Some nights they are.
3 on the clock. Fires from the wing. Miami no good on that time either. And so Nene will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And the Heat culture, not for everyone certainly, intense practices, a lot of preparation, demanding fitness standards. There's a lot to digest.
Well, Pat Riley is still around, isn't he, Kevin? So with that fact, Eric Spoelstra doesn't stray too far from what it is that brought Pat Riley a ton of success in Miami in setting up that culture and that sort of work mentality on a daily basis. You got to be tough and you got to be willing to work if you're in Miami.
Again, Johnson missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Chalk up 2 there. And that's now 10 points for Chris Paul.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
A different look for Miami. Johnson, he's checked in for Winslow. And it's Dragic in for Johnson. And a change for the Rockets. Harden's checked in. Timeout called the Rockets. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season. Checking out the numbers for James Harden. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. Averaging 34 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy, all elements right now working together, and the game is coming so easy right now.
Here's Magruder. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it, the fast break chance. That one good for 2.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
To the inside. Harden outside. That's tipped. Here's Magruder. Pass to Ellington. The kick out to Dragic. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Dragic has got 6 points.
Well, the ball was not in Goran Dragic's hands very long. Just a great job by him firing it up immediately without hesitation.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Hassan Whiteside continues to develop. Now, Miami coach Eric Spoelstra said it's got nothing to do with his stats. He's going to do that no matter what. It's about making winning plays and caring more about his teammates than he cares about himself. Now he can lead in a different way because he has the respect of the locker room.
Shots.
Kevin?
Terrific, DA. Thank you. And the first one at the line is good.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
The Heat making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Rockets. And so Paul nails both of them.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards, I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
And the jam by Whiteside.
As soon as that pass was released, Whiteside's eyes lit up, and he finishes that off with some style.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. On the wing, Ellington. Here's Johnson. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
He's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
Dragic with it. 6 points for him. Took him no time at all on that one. Dragic has got his third bucket of the night.
You got to respect the mid-range play of Goran Dragic right there. The left-handed point guard strokes it well.
And the shot's good from Nene. And it's Dragic with the ball for the Heat. He kicks it to Whiteside. Good ball movement here by the Heat. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Here's Green. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
And he's the main reason they have the lead right now. He's been perfect from the field, literally.
Down low. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
One of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
Josh Richardson's checked in for the Heat. And a change for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. For Houston, they've gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the second quarter. You've got to like how they've shot the ball. Count that one. Tucker's got 6 points.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, they've been the better shooting team throughout the first half because of their patience and because of their shot selection.
Johnson. Here's Whiteside. It's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Tucker. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Tucker's got 4 points in the quarter.
Soft touch on the lay-in. Not everyone has that.
The feed to Johnson. He makes that one drop, only a second and 5 tries.
And nice court vision from Dragic there to get a great look at the bucket.
A nice shot by Tucker. He's got 10.
That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
For Miami, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter. Just under 50% shooting. Yes, that goes in.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Green dishes to Harden. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Richardson kicks to Johnson. That's tipped. Outside Dragic, 6 to shoot. Over Green. And there's another one for the Heat.
Well, when you have an outstanding point guard that's making outstanding decisions like Dragic does, it can be lethal.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession.
Rockets ball.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Denver. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And, of course, the Rockets, right now, quite a ways down below.
And seeing where the Rockets are, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far, they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
It's got to be frustrating for them so far this year. Anytime it's appeared that they're ready to break out, they've suffered some sort of regression, and it has them stuck right there in the middle of the standings. Amazing how much James Johnson gets leaned on for what Miami wants to do offensively. Out of Wake Forest, a very versatile 6'8 forward, and plays a ton of positions for Eric Spoelstra.
Two shot.
First one falls for him. It just seems like James Johnson has some point forward in his game. What do you think, Brent?
I think that Eric Spoelstra has just championed that part of his game and trusts him to make the right decisions. And when your teammates have that kind of confidence in your playmaking ability, sometimes the opportunities for you to make the right pass, they grow.
And Richardson drops them both.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. They host the Spurs after this one. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Poked away. Inside, here's Dragic. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. Dragic has got 9 points in the quarter. Shot from the low block, and it's Gordon getting it to go.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Dragic kicks to Richardson. Nailed from three-point land. Richardson's got 16.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Here's Harden. The rebound by Johnson.
I'd just like to see the defensive effort get better for their ball club. They can't expect guys to miss the mid-range Jays every time.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Miami's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's Dragic. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
You know, he has single-handedly helped them carve into this lead thanks to his scoring in the quarter.
And let's take a look at the playmaking here. This chart with the assist totals split between the front court and the back court tonight for the Heat.
And really, their guards have been the ones that have done the bulk of the passing and shot creation. Sometimes the ball handlers will look to score more down the stretch. We'll see if that becomes more of a focus.
Now, here's Dragic. 14 points for him. And it's the Rockets on the break. Here's Gordon. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
Well, at the start of the summer, many expected a busy market for Capella in free agency. Eventually, though, signing a 4-year deal to remain with the Rockets. I feel like it's a great deal for Houston as Capella gives them the perfect inside presence to complement Harden and Paul.
Olynyk, he's checked in for James Johnson.
One shot, gentlemen.
That's good from Capella. And it's the Heat with the ball. Wade kicks to Olynyk. Misses off the right iron.
I'm just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
And it's Capella missing. And for the Heat, they're shooting about 42% so far. And they're moving it up. Good D by Wade.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Pass to Richardson. To the paint. And Whiteside with the basket on the assist from Dragic. Dragic has got assist number 5 here tonight. It's Harden with the drive and the jam by Harden.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. The Heat shooting a sweet 57% clip in quarter number 2. Here's Wade. It's hauled in by Gordon.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Tucker. It doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Wade finds Olynyk. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Olynyk's got 6 points.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Green against Wade. Whiteside, the pass to Dragic. And the 3 off target.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And the basket by Harden.
Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching them.
Dragic with a wide open look from outside off the mark. And for the Rockets, their shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Clint Capella, a wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. 5th in field goal percentage, 6th in rebounding. And he's also ranked in the top 10 in blocks per game. No trespassing when he's in the lane.
And yeah, he's such an efficient scorer, understands the offense, moves without the ball so well. That's why he's top 5 in field goal percentage. Johnson can't get it to go. Johnson's gone only 1 of 5 shooting from the floor. Rebound by Olynyk. Miami's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Here's Winslow. Almost, but it rolls out. And it's Harden with the ball for Houston. And that's good. Eric Gordon for 3. 17 points in the game.
Well, if Eric Gordon gets the ball from beyond the arc, you have to respect his ability to knock those down.
Here's Richardson. Here's Winslow. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
And Miami shooting 40% from the field. Pass to Wade. He feeds it to Olynyk. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Capella. It's blocked. In transition, here comes Miami. Wade with the ball. Goes up again, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson doing a great job of keeping his focus on the finish. A good job of doing that through contact.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And his free throws are falling at a rate of only about 72% on the season. Not terrible, but listen, you obviously would expect him to do better.
One shot, find the lanes.
And that one falls for Johnson. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And the basket by Harden.
And it's another James Harden special we're witnessing here tonight. I think this fella's got some game.
Johnson, a wide open look off the left rim and out. And so it's Houston with a 34-point advantage heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what has to happen to pull out the win?
Well, we have to play through some of the tough times, okay, whether it's a missed call or whether missed shots. This is a passionate game, and we got to stay the course.
We'll see what happens. Thanks, Bo. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. James Harden was the man in the first. He had 23 points, 3 steals, and 7 assists. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
James Harden pretty much uncoverable in the first half. Went deep into his bag of tricks. Too big to body up. Too quick to stand in front of. It takes great team defense just to have a shot at slowing him down.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
We return now to Miami, where you can see all the action happening on Ocean Drive, right on the beachfront. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
And in that first half, something we don't see a lot of from him, the ability to make everyone around him better.
Yeah, that's not really his forte, Greg. Unselfish play.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Heat shooting around 41% on the night. Down low, it's Johnson and Whiteside. Dragic and Richardson, their backcourt. And it's Magruder in at the 3 slot. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Now, here's Whiteside. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Whiteside's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Miami. And Paul gets it to go in.
There's always these nights where Chris Paul tends to get a little bit hungry on the offensive end. We're seeing it play out here.
And it goes out of bounds. That went off Dragic.
Poor decision-making there. No idea what he's going for with that kind of pass in that situation.
The Rockets shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. A nice shot by Tucker.
Soft touch on the lay-in. Not everyone has that.
The Heat have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, it seems every season new records are set for the number of three-pointers made and attempted. It's proven to be successful, and of course, it is a copycat league. It's hard to know why it took so long for everyone to catch on, but now that they have, the effects continue to ripple throughout the league.
They sure have, David. Thank you.
Well, this is why Whiteside has a high percentage in terms of his field goals, creates a job inside that he can get done.
And Paul gets it to go in.
Well, great start. Check that box. They've made their first 4 shots, guys, and the offense looking very fluid right now.
Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Magruder kicks to Richardson. Here's Dragic from outside. Here's Whiteside. The shot will not fall. Gordon with the defensive effort. Here's Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Harden's got 25 points in the game.
Pretty much count on double-digit assists from Chris Paul, one of the best passers in league history.
Back to Dragic. Got a piece of it. Paul finds Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Yeah, scratching my head trying to remember the last time that they missed. They're on an absolute tear.
Richardson the pass to Whiteside. Dragic gets the bucket. Dragic has got 16.
And head coach Eric Spoelstra always looking for different perspectives, looking to tweak and change certain things and constantly learning. That's a growth mindset. We hear him talk about that a lot, and it's something that he encourages not only his staff to do, but his players as well.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Richardson kicks to Johnson. Back to Richardson. Heat moving the ball around. Plenty of space. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now. And Spoelstra assigns assistants to read books, attend clinics, and bring back reports. Always looking for new insights.
Yep, lots of paperwork on that Miami Heat coaching staff. They keep daily notes on everything from basketball to the big picture around the team. Stats, quotes, questions, all inspirational stuff. So anything they can draw a competitive advantage on or keep things positive, Spo's looking to do that.
Here is Harden. After the Heat pick up 2. Got it. Good job in the low post. Harden's got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching them.
Whiteside dishes to Dragic. Richardson, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got his 8th assist here tonight. It's Harden with the drive, and Harden with the stuff.
This is why you love Chris Paul running your offense. Just move without the ball, find some space, and the ball will find you.
And it's Dragic bringing up the ball for Miami. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Back to Whiteside, and it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now here's Johnson after Clint Capella's miss. Shoots over Tucker. Here's Whiteside, and the jam by Whiteside.
I think that's what the coaching staff was talking to us about, having Whiteside play with that kind of confidence and that kind of conviction.
And it's Capella missing.
And forcing the miss there. He just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Stolen by Tucker. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Banked in off the glass. Harden's got 37.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Poked away. Paul against Dragic. Shot clock at 6. And Harden comes to help. Richardson gets a wide open look. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Richardson's got 9 points now in just the second half. Here's Gordon. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Richardson kicks to Dragic. And the pass to Magruder. Yep, that one goes.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
Down low. Here's Harden. Right through the D for the layup. Harden's got 39.
I mean, the stroke looks good. He's moving well out there. What a sensational start to this game. Perfect from the field.
Richardson, good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. Oh, that athletic.
Yeah. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 13 rebounds. Miami's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Dragic kicks to Johnson. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Fires from 14, and that one hits back iron.
Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
Here's Gordon. That's down the hatch. Notch one more to his total. That's 9 for 15 shooting.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
Whiteside finds Dragic. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back.
And when you're as good a scorer as Eric Gordon is, you relish the opportunity to go one-on-one on offense.
Eric Gordon, the 2017 Sixth Man of the Year award winner. I mean, he has found a home and just been tremendously productive with the Rockets.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Will not go. This is off the front iron. Harden against Richardson. Kicks it to Johnson. Here's Magruder, and Capella sends it back. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Johnson with the block.
Well, if you can use that athleticism on offense, why not try it on defense? James Johnson putting his 7'1" wingspan to great use.
Yeah, they are really starting to push it now.
And here's Dragic. He's got 16. Pass to Johnson. In the corner, it's Whiteside. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. 20 points for Hassan Whiteside.
And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
Richardson the pass to Johnson. And the layup's good off the glass. Johnson's got 4 this quarter.
He's reliable, capitalizing on the inside. You have to keep Johnson from getting in that close.
And again, another assist. And that's his 20th assist. Wow.
Just doing a great job at orchestrating the offense.
Richardson kicks to Johnson. Here's Magruder. Off target from outside. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Houston. Gordon. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Gordon's got 25 points.
And the defense knows what Eric Gordon can do, but still got it to fall over their outstretched arms.
And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Houston with a big group substitution here. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Capella. Nene comes in for P.J. Tucker. Clark, he's checked in for Gordon. And it's Green in for James Harden. Timeout called, the Rockets.
Yeah, party on a Sunday. Do it all again on Monday. Spend the check on a weekend. I might do it all again. I just hit it. I met this week. I don't do no that's enough, no. She just want the I just want the narrow. Who that at the front door? If it's the feds, oh no, no, no. Don't you open up that window. Don't you let up that antidote.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Paul.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. He's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing. And I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
Here's Nene, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
That's his first personal foul.
The Rockets have made a mistake at the line yet, 10 of 10.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Nene. Second free throw, no good.
You see Justice Winslow get into that low defensive stance. Signals kind of like he did at Duke, slap the floor and be ready for a defensive possession. And when the D is this non-existent, it's pretty easy for shooters. Fishing with dynamite.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
Now, here's Ellington. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Here's Clark. No good that time. And it's Miami the other way. And Winslow about 6'7", 225. But Brent, it seems like he plays a lot bigger.
Yeah, it does feel like that sometimes. He gets lots of minutes at the power forward position and tries to rebound like a 4. And when he gets it, he can rip it down and run it up the court.
Now, here's Ellington. He has 5. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
Miami ball.
And the Rockets making a change here. Chris is checked in. Wade outside. From down in the low post, it goes.
You can't allow Dwayne Wade to slash his way to the rim. That is where he is at his very best.
Shoots from 14, and it falls over the rim and in. Green's got 22.
Hard to leave any NBA player that wide open from that distance.
Winslow up top. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. The shot by Ellington, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. .51 seconds left to play in the third. Wade outside from the wing, and that one drops. Wade's got 4 points in the quarter.
And Dwayne Wade sees the floor so well, just rising up and knocking down the jump shot.
And it's Green slamming it down.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. Miami's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Johnson finds Ellington. Got a hand on it, but they get it back.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. His squad's suffering because of it right now, a bit out of rhythm.
And the turnover again by Houston. And Miami shooting 47%, pretty solid. Ball against Johnson. Poked loose. Now Winslow. 1 second left. 2 points. That one goes. Winslow's got his third bucket of the night. James Harden getting it done for Houston. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Taking a look at the Rockets. They've got Carter Williams, also Chris Paul out there, and it's House in at the 3.
Carter Williams looks like he's floating out there, but has that deceptive first step.
And it's the Heat with the ball. Johnson, the pass to Olynyk. Johnson kicks to Adebayo. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Carter Williams. 13 feet away. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Carter Williams has got 4 points this quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Johnson dishes to Olynyk. Here's Ellington. Rebound by House. Rockets shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. Carter Williams can't get it to go. And here are the Heat now. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. The shot by Ellington, no good. And it's Carter Williams, that time on the assist by Clark. And it's 6 points for Michael Carter Williams. Now here's Ellington. He kicks to Johnson. Back to Ellington. The 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Clark's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Hartenstein.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal.
Kelly Olynyk, Brandon, nice pickup for the Miami Heat, 4 years and $50 million.
Well, thinking about a floor-spacing big man, they like what they saw out of Kelly Olynyk in his brief time with the Boston Celtics. He's still young, has a chance to grow, but his skill set as a big is still eye-popping.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Did you ever think, Brent, that we'd see this many players, 6'10", 6'11", 7-footers, handling the ball and shooting like we're seeing them shoot from that kind of distance?
I'm hopeful for it. I've been hopeful for it, and it doesn't surprise me about what the league is. This is a very select group of people that have the right combination of DNA and genetics, and the fact that these guys are more and more capable with their skill set, not a surprise to me, Kevin.
So fun to watch, too. My goodness. No good from Clark. For Miami, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Now here's Winslow, guarded closely, and the dunk by Olynyk.
Yeah, there's a good indicator of Winslow and his feel for the game. I like how much he makes a concentrated effort to get the ball right there to the open man.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive but not committing turnovers.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Moment here now for an injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Nene. David.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Rockets' head athletic trainer. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. He'll have to sit the rest of this one out, and it's unclear how much longer he'll be out afterwards. Kevin?
Appreciate that, D.A. Well, it's never easy for a player to go through what he's experiencing, Greg, right now.
But it is something that happens to almost every player. He's strong enough mentally to get through it. This we know.
Yeah, sometimes off the court, you work harder than you do preparing for a regular game. He'll get himself ready to go. Look forward to when he gets back on the court.
And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Johnson from outside connects from three-point range.
A lot of the great shooters have great preparation, and that time did a great job of having his feet set. Excellent anticipation of the ball also from Tyler Johnson.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
Down low, and the dunk by Winslow.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Here's Clark. Buries it down low. Clark's got 4 points in the quarter. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Johnson finds Winslow. To the middle. And Olynyk with the basket on the assist by Winslow. 14 points for Kelly Olynyk.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
Yes, that goes in.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Inside. And the Heat get another bucket right there.
I just really like how Tyler distributes the basketball, skilled at quickly getting the ball over to the open man.
Here's Carter Williams, and he banks in the layup.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind. And not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Sunday, they'll begin a long road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic.
And for that Raptors game, it's a chance for them to come out and knock off the top dog in the league. A win there can be a big step forward for this team.
And he makes the first. Well, there's a lot of talk, too, Brent, about the age requirement for entering the draft, and Commissioner Silver has said it's a clear change that's probably on the way. What do you think the league should do?
Can you and I talk about a guy that you know quite well who in 1995 came out as the
17-year-old? I know
in
it.
the NBA draft. Kevin Garnett came into the league and handled himself extremely well. Now, for every one of those stories, we know there were other ones where guys did not make much of their NBA careers.
But then here comes the G League.
The G League, to me, is the huge key.
That's the equalizer.
A lot
isn't
of these guys have a ripcord now for some of those things that transpired over the course of the last 30 years, where they can have a softer landing point to continue to develop, to continue to mature, and have an opportunity to make something of their NBA career.
Excellent explanation. To the inside, Johnson. Rebound by House. Houston in total control. Fires from deep. Does not get it. Third miss. He's made 4 from the field. Johnson left side. Shoots from 14. Second shot opportunity. He lays it in.
Like the physicality there on the glass on full display. Great at hitting the boards and then capitalizing off the second chance opportunity.
For Miami, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. To the right side. Haslam, the pass to Olynyk. To the middle. The shot's good from Ellington.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
Knight for 3. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got 6 rebounds here tonight. To the paint. With some arc, and Johnson with the lay-in good. Johnson's got 5 points now this quarter.
The D might want to wake up to that Tyler Johnson floater. He puts that up there just with the right amount of touch to get it to go.
Now Ellington. Brandon Knight missing on the 3. Inside, here's Hartenstein. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got 3 assists in the game. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That is his first foul of the game. Well, we know that Dr. James Naismith came up with the idea when he was teaching at the YMCA. But as far as skill development, Brent, some feel that maybe in the skill category that the USA has fallen behind a little bit. Do you agree?
I think what the United States is doing on that level between your late grade school years and AAU programs in particular and your high school years, that they're trying to address this issue and get ahead of it a little bit. For years, there was a 10-year or 15-year gap about European players being schooled and being in institutions where they were basically young professionals from the age of 12 to 14 having school and basketball and being at a facility for just those things specifically. The last few years, there's been a lot of concern with players being more adept and more skilled here in the States. The change is coming.
And Jones has it in the corner. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Carter Williams. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Some good court awareness that time from Brandon Knight. He's a creative guard who has a good feel for when his guys are open.
Here is Ellington. Johnson outside. Shot clock at 6. Down low, and Olynyk kicks to Ellington. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. The Rockets pull it in. Carter Williams with it. And Carter Williams slams it in.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Now the Heat with it. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And here is Ellington. Drains the 19-footer. Ellington's got 11 in the second half.
And what a turnaround from the first half. I mean, he's been incredible here in the second half.
And passing with a purpose there. I love how Carter Williams keeps his teammates involved.
Johnson finds Olynyk. Jones. And then Jones with the jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Yeah, I'd say that shot is well within his range.
I would hope so. Miami's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got 10 points now just in this quarter. The Heat shooting it well here in the fourth quarter at 50%. Johnson kicks to Haslam. Guys are slimming down, it seems, Brent, to play at a faster pace. And we hear more and more players are using a plant-based diet now.
Vegan-style players.
Maybe not quite to that extent, but they are certainly very, very cautious about what they're putting in their bodies.
I think we just hear more stories about some of the things that players are trying in order to get themselves to their athletic peak. And one of those things, of course, one of the most important things is the fuel that you're going to put into your body, because that's your only tool. So I think guys just pay a little bit more attention to how it is they're feeding the system.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Michael Carter Williams.
Heat shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Olynyk in the corner for the 3. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
Cool. You two players.
And here are the Heat now. To the middle. Here's Ellington. The shot comes out, so Houston will take it the other way. Here's Knight. And the layup falls.
And Knight is solid at getting loose inside. He finds a way to score deep in the paint.
Brandon Knight. Assist from
Johnson surveying the floor. Pass to Ellington. Kicks to Olynyk. To the left side wing. Down low. They shoot again. And Johnson finishes off inside.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson with some creative play there. Knows how to get inside there. Using the angle, the body. Finishes that one with ease.
The shot by House is no good. And it's Jones with the ball for the Miami Heat.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Rockets.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Chris Paul.
Really liked the ball movement all night long. He was excellent at setting the table for his guys. Table for 4.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Jones. Adam Silver has said there's probably more basketball being watched and played, Brent, in China than anywhere else in the world. How long before you think we see our next Chinese superstar in this league?
That's going to be interesting when that does happen. Obviously, the type of mark that Yao Ming made in the NBA, it's going to be hard for anybody to match the kind of impact, not just in the game, but what he did globally for the NBA. It just won't happen again. But I'm looking forward to, heck, not just the next Chinese player, but a Japanese player, somebody from India where they love the NBA game, to start to find their way onto rosters in the league.
They're coming. I mean, there's going to be someone before long.
No doubt.
And it's the Heat with the ball. The Rockets making the shot. Johnson, the pass to Ellington. Jones kicks to Johnson. Over Clark. And it's off the back rim. No good. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively. Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right. Now, here's Ellington. Now Johnson. Green with the rebound. Timeout called. The Rockets. They're ahead by 44. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.
And his play at the point has been nothing short of outstanding here tonight, Kevin. I've lost track of the number of assists he's made. That's a player who understands how to create a potent, balanced attack.
I don't think anyone in this building saw this coming. I'm sure that of the players who these fans thought would beat them, his name was not at the top of the list. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. "19 seconds left in the game. Johnson dishes to Johnson. In the corner, Winslow with it. Passes to Johnson. A second chance effort. Misses at the rim.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much with Chris Paul. Chris, a very convincing win, and that doesn't happen often in this league. So what do you take from this?
You know, one thing that our coaching staff keeps stressing to us every night is that it's about us. You know, so regardless of score, we got to continue to try to get better because we impose our will on the defensive end. The sky's the limit.
Well, the focus was there tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.